Shalom, brothers and sisters. So, this one is a contentious one. A lot of people have got very strong opinions on this. So, stick with your opinion. I'm going to give you mine. I'm not picking a fight. I'm telling you what I see. Media meltdown after Trump tells crowd of Christians they won't have to vote again because we'll have it fixed. He said, Christians, get out and vote. Just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It will be fixed. It will be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. Trump added, I love you, Christians. And here's the piece everyone's arguing about. I'm not a Christian, some people heard, and others heard, I'm a Christian. I love you, get out, you've got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good, you're not going to have to vote. I've watched this video multiple times. Without looking, I hear I'm not a Christian. Looking, I see him saying I'm not a Christian. He shakes his head, not a Christian. I'm of the opinion he said I'm not a Christian. Could have been a slip or something that we shouldn't have seen, but that's what I see. And I'm not going to dive into a big, deep thing about it. I'm just telling you from my opinion and what I see, and I'm going to attach that clip here. You watch it as many times as you want. Look at the head movement. To me, it clearly sounds like, I love you, Christians. I'm not a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. Interesting. Really interesting.
You know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote.
This is just one thread on X at the moment on the Trump I'm not a Christian, I'm a Christian argument that's going around. So let's just have a look. And then you can see people's reactions. He said I'm a Christian. I think he said I'm a Christian. I'm concerned about him saying we don't have to vote. He said I'm a Christian. What's wrong with people's hearing? He said I'm a Christian. You're such a liar. Why lie? He literally said I'm a Christian. I slowed it down. He says I'm a Christian. Now I've slowed it down too, and I still think it's the other. This is a lie. It's not hard to hear him saying I love Christians, point to himself and say I'm a Christian. Believe him when he says what he will do. He already tried. He said I'm a Christian. He literally said I'm a Christian. Stop reaching. Get your hearing checked. I'm no native speaker, but it seems he said I'm a Christian. It's because he defends Christianity regardless. He said I'm a Christian. Fake news. It's amazing how the Democrat anti-religion party gets the black Christian vote. He said I'm not, or I'm a. He shook his head when he said I'm not Christian. I guess it's for him to clarify. No, he said I'm a Christian, which is the farthest thing from the truth. He's not a Christian. He said I'm a Christian. I heard it. It's very clear. Separation of church and state. Why is it relevant? I'm a Christian. He points to himself, plain as day. Thou shalt not clickbait. The Lord sees you. Oh no, it's crazy. I'm a Christian. Kamala's definitely not their girl. Lie harder. Except he doesn't say that. You're a liar, listen. It's crazy how this thing has blown up and how aggressive everyone's becoming just because of what people heard. So as you can see, huge range of very hectic opinions just on this one video clip from all sides of the spectrum. Those saying they heard the one thing and those saying they heard the other thing. And the can I say, the emotions are up here on both sides of the aisle on this. But let's have a look at a previous president, Obama, with a similar incident that also had a similar effect, and then we'll talk about that too. Now, let me remind you, here's another example for you from the recent past on the whole Christian, not Christian.
You're absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith, and you're absolutely right that has not come my Christian faith.
So again, in my opinion, he definitely said my Muslim faith. Even the interviewer interrupts him and says, your Muslim faith? And then he autocorrects and says, my Christian faith. So I clearly believe, and I've got a lot of clear beliefs on Obama specifically, Barack, which I won't get into in this video, but he definitely said his Muslim faith, and he meant what he was saying. And then he auto-corrected because he's speaking to a largely evangelical Christian base, and he needs to make sure that they believe he's a Christian. So in politics, it is good for people to believe you're a Christian. You can say the word, I'm a Christian. The question you've got to ask yourself is, what is the fruit? Is he showing or displaying any of the Christian attributes? Is he openly glorifying and praising Jesus Christ and God regularly all the time as those who are in love with God? Because those would be your Christian attributes. We are not ashamed. We are not afraid to speak about Jesus every opportunity we get, especially to masses who may not know him. So that is a lot of the fruit that we see. Does he attend a church? Not that you have to attend a church to be a Christian, but does he attend a church? Does he attend a cell group? Does he get together regularly with Christian groups and prayer meetings and things like that? What is he doing from a Christian's perspective? Not that it's works-based for those of you that are going to jump on the works wagon. But the fruit should speak to itself. Now, if we look at Barack and we look at his fruit, I'm using that as an example, then you can very clearly see what you need to see. And I'm not comparing Barack to Trump directly. I'm saying that it's very easy when one idolizes a political person that might bring great change to your nation and be a huge improvement on the past. Awesome, by all means. Yeah, that's probably exactly what would happen if he came into power. But does he have to be affirmed as a Christian if he's maybe not? So, are you going to force that label on him if everything else tells you that is not the case and he actually needs Jesus, where you should be praying for him to have a real God Jesus encounter and draw closer to the Lord and really get a deep desire and hunger for more of Jesus in his life? That's what we should be doing, instead of arguing and affirming that he is something that he might not be. And that's what I think Christians are missing here. We need to allow the facts to speak for themselves and to pray for people to have a real experience with God, and that the Lord will intervene in their lives and draw them closer. So that's what I think on all of that.